The Gtechniq L1 Leather Guard is a leather coating. This product is not like a leather conditioner. It is just a coating that goes on top of leather to create a layer of protection that helps protect the leather against wear and tear, protects leather against UV rays, abrasion, and dye discoloration. This product is great for modern leathers, which unlike older leathers, use synthetic fat liquors, which do not deteriorate nearly as quickly as the older leathers have. So today I'm going to be applying this leather guard onto my Mercedes W124 and W210. So these cars are both over 20 years old. This 1994 E320 mostly has its original leather and it is definitely the older style leather. And this 2002, which has napa leather, which is also perforated. This is one of the earliest applications of napa leather for a Mercedes. So the leather in this car is not like what modern cars have. So recently on both of these cars, I did the whole leather rejuvenation process twice. So the leather is nice and soft and it's conditioned. So these you will have to condition on the older cars. Now I'm ready to put a protective layer over it to help preserve the leather. So that's what I want to do today. So let's get started. To apply the leather guard, you will need some foam applicators and a microfiber. That's all you will need to apply this product. It's super simple to apply. However, before we get started, we will need to clean the leather. So Gtechniq, of course, recommends their cleaning product, which of course you should use. However, a good quality leather cleaner will also work just fine. I really do like the Chemical Guys leather cleaner. I think this is a great product, so you can use this if you want. And on my application today, I'm going to be actually using the Leatherique Pristine Clean, which is in this bottle. So you just buy this in bulk and get your own sprayer bottle. So this is the product I'm going to be using today. All right, so I just got done wiping down the interior. So we did the door cards right here on the side, that's leather. We did all 4 seats, of course. We did the steering wheel, the armrest, and this back section right here. So this is not really leather, this is vinyl, but it still sees a lot of sun, and I think it will also apply to the vinyl like this. So this is a great thing about this product, is that it claims it has UV protection. So this is great for a convertible that sees a lot of sun. So great for all the areas that face directly up, like here and the top of the backrest. So just make sure all the seats are dry, and then we are ready to apply the product. Okay, so before we get started, have the sprayer ready, your microfiber, and a foam applicator. So make sure you use a new microfiber too that's dry, just to wipe off this product. After wiping down the seat to get started, we're going to go ahead and shake the bottle vigorously to make sure everything is stirred up in there. So once the bottle has been shaken, go ahead and grab your foam applicator and spray the product directly on the applicator, and we're going to apply it to the seats. So I was pretty generous with the amount I applied, so I'm going to just go ahead and apply it to the seat directly. So as you can see, it does apply wet on camera. So if you notice, I did buff the product onto the seat. So now we're going to let it haze and wipe it off. So it usually takes about a minute to haze. So while this is waiting to haze, I'm going to do the rest of the seat. Okay, so I have the whole backrest applied. So it looks like it's not picking up any dirt, which is good. So now I notice that this is already hazed, so I can start wiping it off. I just have to wait for the other sections to haze as well, and then I can wipe those off. So I'm taking a brand new microfiber and go ahead and wipe it off. It comes off, looks like really easily. Here's the microfiber. It is like no weird coloring to it. The great thing about this product, it does keep the leather matte, which is great. So now I can't even tell that it's on here. So just going by feel, it just feels like the leather is actually smoother. So the smoothness I'm feeling, I'm going to attribute to the coating. So this should be what's repelling all the UV and abrasion. So this actually feels really good. So that's good news. There's no weird sticky feeling to this product. Okay, so I'm going to give you a close-up now. So I just applied the backrest, keep in mind. So the leather literally looks like nothing's been done to it, which is great. It's a nice matte feel. And one thing I've noticed is my hand will glide over it really easily. So the analogy I'm going to use is that this really feels like you put wax on your paint. So it's nice and smooth. Whereas if we compare the other side right there, so this side I have just wiped it off with a cleaner and that's it. My hand will catch more along the leather. And what I mean by that is, like, it doesn't feel necessarily sticky, but it's not letting my hand glide over the leather as easily as the other side does. This is just the raw leather with the rejuvenator oil and pristine clean. So this is like as clean as the raw leather can get with no coating. And we'll see actually, so this seat is pretty matte for how they usually become. But if we look at the other side, it's even more matte than it was before. So that is actually a really good thing about this product. So new leather is supposed to look matte. So this has definitely helped dull down the shine on this leather, which in my opinion has improved the look of it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do the whole car and show you the results after. And of course, at the end of the video, I'll have a whole before and after shot of both cars. All right, so I just did half of this tonneau cover right here. So this side I've coated, this side's uncoated, and I wanted to see if I could actually show this difference here. So listen to my fingers as I drag them. So you hear the squeaking. So what this feels like in person is that this vinyl material is trying to grab onto my fingertips. So now let's go to the other side. So I'm going to apply the same amount of pressure. In fact, I'm applying harder pressure here. There is no squeaking, and it literally feels like my hands are just gliding over this vinyl. I'm not even joking, like this is way more pressure than the other side. So actually I'm really surprised about that. It's actually a very noticeable difference, which is awesome. All right, so I just applied the coating to this side. So now we'll see when I drag my fingers across. No more dragging. All right, just got done with the whole car. Now all the seats are nice and matte. They're not sticky at all. I'm actually really impressed with this product. So I did end up using about half the bottle, maybe a little bit more. I was extremely generous with the amount I applied. And in fact, in some areas I did apply it twice, like the steering wheel and the bolsters. All right, so while it did dull down the leather just a little bit, it's not super dramatic. So what I did was use the Leatherguard Rejuvenator Oil and Pristine Clean before this. So if you know what that is, that already dulls down the shine quite a bit. So most leather conditioners will probably cause it to have a bit of sheen. This is pretty close to what new leather would look like. Of course, it's not like new leather, but this allows it to take some age off the leather for sure. And I think this process hasn't damaged the leather any more than it's already been worn. So all this discoloration and cracking is already there. So this is just almost 30-year-old leather. It's seen a lot of sun, so that's just what it looks like. Obviously, to remedy this, you'd have to replace the entire leather. So the most dramatic difference is the way the leather feels. It is extremely smooth to the touch. It does not grab onto your skin at all. So really, really happy with that. So Gtechniq actually recommends applying a second coat to the high wear area, such as the steering wheel and the bolsters. This is recommended to do 1 hour after the initial application to allow this to cure. Okay, so now I'm gonna get started on the other car. So the other car has red leather. So red leather is pretty sensitive to dye rubbing off. This didn't seem to have any dye rub off. So I did notice on around here, we can see, so not from the Gtechniq, but from other cleaners and conditioners, it has rubbed off some of the dye, and unfortunately it's cracked. So it'll be interesting to see if this actually takes off any of the red dye, which I really hope it does not. So let's go ahead to get started on the other car. All right, here is my 2002. So this is perforated Napa leather. It's also colored leather. So this is actually really sensitive to the dye rubbing off. So luckily the Leatherguard process didn't damage it, but we'll see how this holds up. So this is actually fairly smooth, but it still feels like it's kind of grabbing my fingertips a little bit. It's not too crazy. So I just wipe the entire interior down. It's dry to the touch, so we can begin applying. It's the same process. I'll film probably one seat and then just do the rest off camera. So let's get started. All right, we just finished up the entire car. So I did end up using the entire bottle. So if we shake it, there's like barely anything left. So unfortunately, the bottle did have some issues. The nozzle popped out, so this was spraying pretty poorly. See, there's barely anything left. The good news is if we look at our applicator pad, this is the one I used on the red leather. It seems extremely clean. There's just a slight hint of dark color to it, no red, which I'm really happy about. This red tends to be really fragile. Generally, whenever you apply any sort of cleaning or conditioning agent, it will always have a little bit come off, but it looks like this time nothing came off on the applicator pad. So definitely use a foam applicator pad. It is the more gentle way to apply this to sensitive leather. So here's the applicator pad from the other car. So that had tan leather. This just looks quite a bit dirtier. There's no like tan coloring on it. I think it's safe to say that was just dirt, but it seems that this product is really safe to apply with a foam applicator pad. So I highly recommend doing that. So here is the microfiber I used to wipe off all the leather with on both cars. So we'll see this dark spot here is the worst. So this actually mainly came from the tonneau cover of the tan car. I think that all that was just dirt, but otherwise it is extremely clean. I don't see any dye of any sorts on here, no red, no tan. So really satisfied with these results. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the seats. So it does feel nice and smooth, just like the other car. I don't think you'll be able to see any difference at all. This really does not affect the visual aspects as much. It just feels really nice and smooth, and it's definitely matte. This is really close to what it will look like new. Of course, there's no replacement for new leather. I think this is the best way to preserve these seats. So really happy. Any discoloring you see was already there, so this luckily did not discolor it any further, and hopefully prevents it from discoloring anymore. So everything's nice and smooth. Really happy. Steering wheel came out great too. There's some streaking which I need to go back and touch up, but that's super simple to take care of. And I did apply the front 2 seats twice, so just keep that in mind for how much I use. So the front 2 seats were done twice. I did the bolsters on the rear seats twice as well. So I did also apply it on the lower section of the door panels. This is where your arm will rest, and it does feel a little bit smoother too. So super happy with that. And of course it's nice and matte. This is one of the least worn leathers in the car. So this is kind of what a newer Napa leather would look like. And unfortunately, this car was made before they really dialed in colored Napa leather. So this is still really sensitive to stuff like this. So if you do have a new car with leather, or your car's replacement leather that's brand new, I highly recommend you get this product and apply it immediately. This will just help preserve that leather as much as possible. Unfortunately, these seats had to wait 20 years to get this treatment, so they got 20 years of wear on them. I really do think this would have prevented a lot of the wear and tear and discoloration that these seats have. So I actually really do like this product, and this product is going all leather, and I think even vinyl. So I actually put this on the leather case of my phone, and it did actually end up making it feel nicer as well. So this product actually works on any type of leather surface, which I'm super happy about. And I also think since I applied it on the vinyl of my 124, it will work there as well. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and play the before and after at the end of this video. I don't think you really see that much. This is mainly like a feel thing. It definitely feels more smooth. I really do think this will offer some sort of protection against the dye rubbing off, and especially cars that are exposed to sunlight, I think this will offer a bit of UV protection. So an application of this product is rated to last between 3 and 12 months. If your car is exposed to more sunlight and more frequent use, of course, that'll be probably closer to the 3-month range. If you don't use your car as much and is exposed to the sun, I think it will last closer to a 12-month range. I'll probably go ahead and check and see how this product is on my car in about 6 months. I don't use my car that frequently, so I think it will last a bit longer. So I'm going to go ahead and keep reapplying this every 6 or 12 months. So this product was super simple to apply, no special tools required, just a foam applicator pad, a microfiber, and of course the spray itself. You should clean the leather beforehand, and this is not a particularly long process. You put it on, you let it probably sit for about 30 seconds, maybe a minute, and you wipe it off. Super simple. This process would probably take you about an hour to 2 hours per car. And that one little bottle, the 100 milliliter bottle, lasts me one full application for 2 cars. And I think for my personal use, I'm going to go ahead and buy the big 500 milliliter bottle. So links to all the products that I use and mentioned and more are in the description. Go ahead, check it out. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them below, and thank you for watching.